Alright guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how Sunwell has been giving people quite a lot of difficulty in fact killing guilds. And if you think I'm being overdramatic, if you think I'm exaggerating, well, I'm not. My own guild has died to the Sunwell after wiping on Maru over 150 times. I know there's guilds out there who've absolutely smashed Sunwell, and Maru didn't provide that much of a challenge to them. But those guilds are definitely in the minority. Pretty much every guild that I can see recruiting on my server is 4 out of 6 in Sunwell, and the reason why so many are recruiting is because people are quitting because Maru is too difficult. They're taking a step down from raiding and picking the game back up when Wrath launches. I made a video about this recently titled Sunwell will break dad guilds. Now people took that a little bit too literally. At the end of the day that was a bit of a meme, funny, stupid title. I didn't specifically mean guilds that have dads in them. I mean the more casual guilds are probably going to get broken by Sunwell or not even attempt it. In fact, it's happening across the board, even on semi-hardcore guilds. I mean, my guild, I wasn't in the guild when this happened, but they cleared Black Temple on the first night of release. But they couldn't get past Maru before disbanding. So I remember when I said in that video that Maru is going to be extremely difficult, many people won't be able to clear Sunwell, and everyone said, I'm totally wrong, Sunwell will be a cakewalk like every other classic raid. Well, yeah, it's very clear that those people did not play Sunwell on the PTR. Sunwell is real, proper raiding. This is how raiding should be in Classic WoW. It should be challenging. You shouldn't be able to clear the entire raid in the first reset. The Classic community has become so impatient and so entitled. If you can clear 4 bosses in Sunwell, and you do that every week, including a little bit of Black Temple to, get some pieces that you're missing, guess what happens? The Maru becomes easier. It just requires a little bit of patience. You may have to wait a month or two of clearing the first 4 bosses of Sunwell before your raid team gets decked out with gear to therefore make the boss much easier, because you'll be able to kill all the ads much faster. And this is the funny thing, like so many guilds, they're just battering their heads against the table, like doing Maru over and over and over again, thinking that they have the competency to defeat it when they don't. And I think some raid teams just need to simply accept that, right, we cannot do Maru with what we've got right now. Let's stop beating our head against a wall, let's just do the first 4 bosses, be patient, get some gear, do the other raids, have fun on alts, and then come back to Maru when we're more geared, or maybe even when it's nerfed. But no. Most guilds, including my old guild, just wanted to batter their head against a wall into Maru, and guess what happened? Loads of guild drama, loads of frustration, loads of people slacking when it comes to performance, because they can't be bothered spending 3 hours, like 2 times a week, wiping on the same boss over and over again. Who would have figured that would have happened? If your raid team doesn't have the ability to defeat Maru, even if you think it does, it probably doesn't, right? And it's probably about time that a lot of raid leaders, a lot of guild leaders just accepted that. If you've wiped 100 times on Maru, you're not good enough for Maru. Be patient, get better gear from the other bosses, and have a crack at it later. Have a shorter period of where you practice Maru, have attempts on Maru. Maybe at the end of a raid night you have about half an hour to an hour of attempts on Maru. Don't spend a whole raid night wiping on Maru. That's going to get your guild disbanded. There's a reason why when you release Spirit while doing Sunwell, there's just an endless army of dead ghosts running back into Sunwell. It's a difficult raid. It's the last raid of the expansion. It should be difficult. This is how it should be. If it gets nerfed, I'll actually be quite upset. It doesn't need to be nerfed. The players just need to get more powerful by getting better gear from the bosses that they can defeat, and have a little bit of patience. And obviously, another thing, wait for the gem vendor to be unlocked to get better gems. Those gems will be better accessible, and again, that'll make your characters more powerful. Last time I checked, the gem vendor isn't even up on my server. Probably is by now, but people have been attempting Maru without the gem vendor up. It's really quite sad when you see some of these polls made by YouTubers showing how a big chunk of the player base isn't even doing Sunwell, and they're just playing TBC Classic right now to prepare for Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, Sunwell's difficult, but this is the best raiding experience you're ever going to get, probably, in TBC Classic. People who aren't doing Sunwell really are missing out, because this is an extremely fun raid. But I guess people get different kinds of enjoyments out of World of Warcraft raiding. Some people like difficult progression raiding, some people just like raiding to chase logs and improve on their own logs and things like that, and that's fair enough. People find different things fun, but if you find difficult raiding fun or difficult games, Sunwell is the best raid for that. And by the way, before anyone calls me a noob or that I'm padding in my Sunwell footage of Maru, I'm doing exactly what my raid leader was telling me to do. I spec specifically to increase my Seed of Corruption damage by going SMDS, which increases your Seed of Corruption damage by 30%. And my job was to just mainly focus on spamming Seed on humanoids to keep them down. But anyway guys, good luck on Sunwell, good luck on Maru, good luck on loot and everything like that, and be sure to please check out my second channel. There's going to be a video going out there next week. You'll find a link to that in the description. But anyway, my name is MetaGoblin. To my next video, ciao.